Okay, so I'm standing here in the building and behind me is a 4960. Doesn't she look nice? She does, she really does. It's still in its spot. Even though the tractor has moved on its own power, some of you people that follow me on Instagram already know I had a problem. See that right there? That's a head gasket. Well, apparently, let me get this thing up here. I think it's probably been ran over. But anyways, apparently, this head gasket, right here, come on, focus, right there, you can see that it is bad. Believe it or not, this is where the oil pressure goes, the oil comes up into the head to lubricate the rocker arm assemblies and all that other neat stuff. Well, I bought a new head gasket and I put it in that tractor. Yes, I did. It took me a day, one day, tear down, torque the head to the specs that John Deere gave me. Now this is where things get a little bit funky. I called John Deere and I got a hold of the service guy and I said, hey, could you give me the specs to this, to this tractor? They're like, yeah, okay. So he gives me the specs. He says, torque it to 50 pounds and then go to 75 pounds. Okay, I'll do that. Doesn't sound like enough pressure, but it doesn't sound like enough torque. To me, it didn't. I've torqued heads before, and I believe the 4430 is like 148 foot-pounds of torque on a 4430, or maybe it was the 4450. One or the other. I remember it being 140-some foot-pounds, and I can't imagine that a 200 horsepower tractor would take 75 foot-pounds. So anyway, I did what the guy told me, and I took the tractor out of here. It started up, it ran pretty quick, ran good. I throttled it up, it went to 2250 RPMs like it's supposed to. I let it set a little bit, and warmed it up, took it out. Went down the hill. Yes, the infamous hill. I went down the hill. And when I turned around and came back up, it didn't have any power at all. It was just like a dog. I was like, well, something is not right here. So, and it wasn't right. I forgot to hook up, it's too dark to see, but on the injection pump here is that funky little thing that I was talking about earlier in my videos. I want to call it an ALDA, I think is what they called that thing. An ALDA or an ALDA or whatever the hell they called that thing. Well, I forgot to hook it up, and what that thing does is it takes the boost pressure and it sends a message to the, it's actually a pressure line, and there's a bladder or a diaphragm in there, and it sends a signal to the injector pump to throttle up, kind of like the space shuttle. Hey, come on, let's go, let's throttle up. And that's usually when things blow up, when they throttle up, like the space shuttle. So anyways, I brought it back in the shop, and I'm like, God, this thing is, it lugged down to 1200 RPMs, and it was like, normally it should be rolling at 2200 RPMs up that hill. It always did. It did before I realized that thing was leaking oil, and now it's 1200 RPM. So anyways, I put that thing on, and I took it down the hill again, and when I turned it around and came back up, it throttled up. And all of a sudden I hear it start knocking and banging and shit goes flying, antifreeze goes flying. Of course, the head gasket blew. So that was Friday, this past Friday. So I had all of Easter weekend to be like, I could really be doing something with this beautiful 4960. I really could. But they didn't have a head gasket. They had it at another store. So anyways, yesterday I sent somebody for that head gasket. It is there. I haven't had a chance to put the head gasket on, obviously, again, because it really pissed me off that I spent a whole day. And I really need to be putting fertilizer down. The new sprayer, I put it on the 8120. My dad, he wins. I admit defeat, and it wasn't at my hands, it was at John Deere's hands that I have to admit defeat. It really pisses me off, though, because I wanted to run the 4960 on that sprayer just because, it was a goal I had set for myself. Well, if it wasn't for John Deere, fouling up. I was going to use the F-bomb, but if it wasn't for John Deere fouling up, I would have actually got it. And I got to blame myself. I mean, I knew in the back of my mind that 75 pounds was not enough. So anyways, got the new torque specs, right? I called yesterday. I'm like, hey, dude, can you send me the real torque specs? And he's like, yeah, okay. So they send me 3 sheets of paper. Not 3 sheets of paper. An email with 3 sections to it. And I looked at it on my phone and I read it several times, maybe 4 or 5 times. I was like, okay, torque spec, center bolt, center of the head, 165 foot-pounds so that it doesn't rock the head as you're torquing. Then go in the sequence. It's like a spiral sequence from the center to the outside. It was kind of weird, I thought. I usually used to do it from the center to right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, all the way out to the end of the head. Well, they don't do it that way on this tractor. So you do it to 165 foot-pounds, and then you go ahead and you torque it to 185 foot-pounds. And then you wait 2 hours. This is what the instructions say. Wait 2 hours. Back all the bolts off, 1/4 turn. Yeah, 1/4 turn. And then re-torque to 185 foot-pounds. And then you're good to go. Put the tractor all back together, head to the field, drop your chisel plow, and pull your guts out. So that's what's going to happen. Now, we've got a little bit of rain happening now. I've been spreading fertilizer, so it's just fertilizer. And this video is not of me working on the 4960. And I don't have any more footage of me working on, let me get in the light here. And I don't have any more footage of me working on the 4960 for the simple reason, when I was downloading the videos from the camera onto the computer, I guess you would call that an uploading the videos onto my computer, the computer asked me a simple question. It says, would you like to remove the videos from your camera? Well, my SD card is getting full. It's a 32 gig and it's almost full of stuff. And I said, yes. Well, when I said yes, it deleted the video from the camera before it was done uploading onto the computer. So I lost countless hours of footage. And you know what? It was just me fooling around anyway with the tractor. Just doing actually it was a lot. I had a lot of wiring stuff and there was just a lot I lost. But anyways, you know what? The series is coming to an end. The finale of this tractor being put back together. Yes, the finale of the 4960. This sweet, beautiful young lady right here. She's a nice, beautiful 20 years old. Yeah, 20 years old already. Is going to be the head gasket. That will be the final installment on the 4960 is the head gasket being changed and put on, and then I guess I'm going to hook it to the disc. You know, why not? Hook it to a 24 foot disc. You know, why not? So anyhow, that's it. That was the frustration that I have. And I just had to get it off my chest. So anyways, thanks for watching. I'm glad I am really thrilled with all the response that I got. You know, the positive comments that I got for the rebuild of this great iconic tractor, the John Deere 4960. It's been a pleasure. Now, a lot of you guys, and this video is getting pretty long, but a lot of you guys are wondering, hey, what are you going to do next? What am I going to do next? Well, you know what? Here's the deal. I don't know what I'm going to do next as far as a rebuild, so I'm going to put this out there. I never even really thought of this, but to all the people that watch my channel, find me a tractor, a good tractor, whether it be a 4560, 4555. I really don't care to do anything older than the 55 series. You get to, the 7000 series tractors. If you find a tractor that has a blown transmission, a blown engine, not as bad of a burn as this one, I don't ever want to do another burn job. They suck. I mean, that really was, that was an undertaking, and that is an understatement. Was an undertaking to get this thing back into functioning order. But anyhow, find me something. You find it, I don't care. I'll drive all the way to Colorado to pick it up. So yeah, let me know what you find out there, and I'll fix it up. I'll do another documentary style video series, and then in the end, I'll sell it. And one of you guys gets a chance to buy a One Lonely Farmer rebuild tractor. So yeah, let me know what you think of that idea. Anyway, so anyhow, thanks for watching, and the final installments are going to come probably in the next couple days. So have a great night.